Hello, my name is Joseph Adamo, and today we will be doing a quick video of the blood supply of the upper extremity. And here, I've just drawn in two quick diagrams. On the left here, we have the arterial system of the upper extremity, and over here on the right side, I've drawn in the arm and forearm and the veins that run through it. So, firstly, blood is leaving the heart reoxygenated through arteries, and the difference between arteries and veins is that veins take blood to the heart, and arteries take it away from the heart and pump it to the rest of the body. So, starting here at the aortic arch, we're going to have a couple branches that are going to come off. So, firstly, we have the left subclavian artery, then we have the left common carotid artery. Then, here on the right side, it's interesting because we have what's called the brachiocephalic trunk, and trunks are always referring just to arteries. There's not a brachiocephalic trunk that leads to this left common carotid and left subclavian artery. However, on the right side, coming off of this brachiocephalic trunk, is the right common carotid artery and the right subclavian artery. Now this right subclavian artery turns into the axillary artery, and then the brachial artery is one long artery, but it changes its name after it passes several landmarks. So firstly, it becomes the axillary artery. The axilla is the armpit, by the way. It becomes the axillary artery after it passes this lateral border of the first rib. And similarly, the axillary artery is going to become the brachial artery when it passes the lower border of this teres major muscle, which is the formation of the bottom or the inferior part of the quadrangular space. Now, once this artery makes its way down from the forearm towards the hands, it is going to bifurcate, and it is going to turn into the ulnar artery, which goes towards the pinky, and it is going to become the radial artery as it goes towards the thumb. And once we get to the hand, we're going to have superficial and deep palmar arterial arches. I've dotted this in just to show you that we have a deep branch and we have a superficial branch. And similarly, we have digital and metacarpal arteries, which help supply the metacarpals and towards the end of your fingertips. And this little quick diagram I drew right in here, this is just showing that there are other little arteries that anastomose, which means basically to come together. So we have other little branches that will help keep the circulation going if one route of circulation is cut off. Now over here, we have our venous system. Now for every artery, there is going to be a vein whose name is pretty much going to mimic what the artery was called. So over here, we had the subclavian, axillary, and brachial artery. So over here we're going to have the right subclavian vein. It is going to become the axillary vein, and it is going to become the brachial vein as it goes down the arm and passes those same landmarks that we talked about, being the rib and the teres major muscle. Now we have the cephalic vein over here, which is going to join into this right subclavian vein. It is going to do so about where the right subclavian vein turns into this axillary vein. And similarly, this basilic vein going down here on the medial part of the arm, this is going to come into the right subclavian vein and empty its blood about where the axillary vein becomes the brachial vein. And we also see kind of a little pattern here on the arm where it forms an M shape, where we have this median cephalic vein that's going to branch off from the cephalic vein, and we have the median basilic vein, which branches off of this basilic vein. And the bottom of this N here in the middle is going to be simply called the anterior median vein, while the more medial one is still going to be the basilic vein, going towards the hands and going towards the other part of the arm, which is why I've dotted that in right there. And on the more lateral part, we still have the cephalic vein. And once we get towards the hands and towards the digits, we're also going to have digital veins in the same aspect that we had digital and metacarpal arteries. We are also going to have deep and superficial branches that are going to form these palmar venous arches in the same way that we had these arterial arches on the hand. Now this is going to be the end of my video. I hope this was helpful and thank you for watching.